Today we have the honor of being with Eve. She's been a missionary to the Northeast for over 30 years, and she's going to share some wisdom with us. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Well, we want to ask you a series of questions to help the next generations of missionaries and the general church to learn from the experiences that we had. So the first question I want to ask you is, how did you get the call to missions in general?
Okay, good question. When I was 12 years old, I just remember a stirring in my heart. And I knew that God was speaking to me, and what he was speaking was giving me a heart to serve the poor. And I already knew that I loved serving people and helping people. And so when God put that in my heart, I'm like, okay, I don't know what this actually looks like, but I took a hold of it and ran with it. As I, in what my 12-year-old mind could think what that might look like.
So you were saying before that maybe when you got the call that you were learning different languages and that kind of helped you?
Yeah, when I was in junior high, about 7th grade, I started to learn my first second language, and I really enjoyed learning the language, and I found that I was actually good at it as well. And so that also was a seed that was planted in my heart and my mind that maybe God is calling me outside of the U.S. So I was open to that.
So what was the language that you were?
The first language I learned was French.
French, all right.
Yeah.
Great. And what language did you end up concentrating on?
Yeah, that's a great question. When I was in high school, I continued with French and also did Spanish. But as I understood that God was calling me to serve overseas, I wanted to learn a language where I could reach the most people. And so the languages that came to my mind were Arabic, Chinese, and Russian. But I didn't know which one would be the best. But I just went to, when I was at university and signing up for my classes, Chinese was the only one that fit into my schedule, so I just jumped into Chinese.
And you really enjoyed it?
I did. I really did enjoy it. I studied for about 1 year, and then God opened the door for me to go to China and study for 1 semester.
So what did you like about China? What was your experience when you were first there?
In my heart of hearts, I felt like I was home. And I just fell in love with China, the nation, and the people. And I knew that it was 100% confirmation that China was where God was calling me.
So, but didn't you kind of stick out because you don't look Asian, and you're Caucasian in China, it must have been kind of very difficult at times to fit in.
The short answer, no. I did stick out, but it wasn't difficult. And it's interesting because at the time that I was there, when actually most foreigners had left, because I came 2 months after Tiananmen Square happened. And so I was actually, I really did stick out. But as a 20-year-old, I was so, naive, and nothing fazed me. So I was just I was loving it.
Great, great. So can you kind of share with me maybe just a story or a testimony of God's faithfulness in your mission field for you or for others?
Yeah. I guess I'll share one that I experienced in China. When I was serving in the southern part of China, we were working in the villages of both hill tribe people as well as people with leprosy, and we were building houses together. And I saw God do some really amazing things and how he transformed the hearts of the local people, both those that we were serving and those who were serving as well. And it was one of the most beautiful things, and one of my deepest memories of all my years on the mission field, that I saw how leprosy is a scary thing to most people. Yet through education and just interacting with the people with leprosy, hearts were open on both sides. And I just saw how God just really changed people's hearts and brought people's hearts to Him.
So, I mean, to kind of ask more specifically, because you kind of, that's very interesting, but how, like, as you were, like, interacting with each other, as you guys were, like, maybe trying to, like, pray for them, like, did you experience, like, when you're saying hearts were opened up, what do you mean? Can you explain that a little more?
Yeah, so first on the side of local Chinese going into a village of people with leprosy, for them that was very scary. And so, but through education and them actually going into the village, they came to love those people very much and were not afraid. And so that's from the side of those that going in to serve. And then the people with leprosy, they are very leery of outsiders because they've been burned and treated badly. But to have people come in and care for them and love them, that opened the hearts of the people with leprosy, and it allowed us to build a relationship in such a way that they were also open to the gospel that we were bringing while we were there. We were there to build houses for them, but through that we were able to share the love of Jesus Christ. And so some of them actually came to be believers during that time.
Wow, that's really challenging because, I think, a lot of us, including me, would be kind of a little scared about that, but for you to get in there, that's great.
Thanks for watching HNK Ministries, A Heart for North Korea. This was Eve. How do you get the call testimony? To be continued. Blessings.